Kickstarter. Pickstarter.
I think we're going to need to check the engine on that one.
Kickstarter Pickstarter. Just a few for you this week. Of course, the Terminator launched. That's the big one. We're not going to go into depth talking about it because we're going to try to hopefully do a video in the future talking more about the Terminator. And we talked about it in an earlier show, but if you like the Terminator, check that out. Lots of miniatures, that kind of thing. The first one I got for you is called Life Judge. It's a weird little game they compare it to Cards Against Humanity. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Machine of Death and a little bit of Conspire, which was the Cherry Pick Games storytelling game that was on Kickstarter.
Oh, right. Yeah, it took me a minute. I was like, which one was that again?
Basically, you have cards, and you're going to be rolling some dice to tell you which cards to draw, and the cards will tell you things that happened to you in your life. They're wacky, nutty, humorous things. And at the end of the day, you're going to have a death card, and whoever is the judge goes around and decides who has the best life based on the cards that they brought up. The thing that I really like that makes it a little more interesting is, number one, there's a group component where people, like Machine of Death, decide how difficult perhaps something in your life was to achieve, and you may have to roll dice to make that happen. And there's a spot on every single card where it says "or," and there's a blank space. So you're not confined to the jokes on the cards. You could actually write down whatever
Literally
you can come
write
up with. Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like it's just you write it down. I don't know if it's a dry erase thing or not. I don't think it was.
So it's more like everything's also a blank card that you personally might fill in.
Right. So that in whatever way they do it, that's a cool.
Well, even
idea.
if that, I do like that. Because if you have your own copy, I have mine. We can really personalize them to our own. And two, because of the personalization, you can put things either A, that makes sense for your group that make funny, or B, let's say like one of the cards says, you become an avid board gamer or something. So you can just like try to come up with you become an avid football player. Like you just try to do the opposite kind of deal.
Yeah. No, I
like
that.
that you have the choice, I think, gives a bit of a breather instead of just. And I'd rather have you fill it in, even if it's permanent. Because as much as sometimes I love the blank card in some situations, it almost hurts sometimes because you're like, oh, I have a blank card. What's the best thing to do with
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. and even then, it's just like, there have been times when I've been creative, but sometimes you're just like, well, you just said that because you know that would win. It's like almost like...
Right. Yeah. And perhaps the most compelling reason to buy this game, though, at a certain tier, it comes with a gavel that you actually put dice inside of. So when you slam it, that's how you roll the dice.
That is fantastic.
You almost want that just for any game to have.
Yes.
Around.
The dice have spoken.
Yeah. Jack, that's life. Yeah.
You have to get the dice that were supposed to help decide who goes first.
Oh, right.
So
the first
before
player.
each game, you put that in. The dice have spoken.
That was also a really funny video for this one, if you want to check that out.
And as you know, videos are very important for me. If you don't have a video, I'm judging you heavily.
Like Life Judge. $30 is how you get the base tier for Life Judge. And next, what's
this? This is Dragon Empire. It's actually just miniatures. It's not a game. And I thought they all looked amazingly detailed and really cool. And the one thing, I don't look at too many of these, so I don't know if this is a common thing or not. But, I mean, while there are big tiers, like the first one's $1, then $99 for a whole bunch of stuff, that $1 tier actually is pretty much just piecemeal. Like, you could just go through and buy a whole, like, whichever ones you want, so you don't have to go straight up to big. If you only wanted one miniature, you can just buy that one, which is really nice if you don't have $90 to spend. But I mean, they all look amazing. And of course, if you do get the $90 ones, there's plenty of free stuff you get too, like a lot. And also the Lobotomy board game, which we talked about a while back, actually did a combined miniature with this. And unlike some other Kickstarters, which annoy me, you can actually, because of the piecemeal style, you can just buy that if you really wanted to. But if you did back Lobotomy and you get the higher tiers, you get that for free. So I thought it was really cool. Asian theme, if it wasn't obvious. And I backed Lobotomy, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that miniature because it was like a demon, like their demon, but like dressed up like a samurai and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So there's like you can basically spend as much as you want.
Yeah, which is nice, and considering it's not just a board game, it's miniature. So if you're playing like D&D Pathfinder and you actually have the table set with miniatures, you're thinking like, Well, you know, I do use samurai, but I'm not using a dragon or oni and stuff. You can just buy those guys and stuff, so.
Yeah, check it out, Dragon Empire. I know they also did have some like preset tiers if you just want to get a whole bunch of a thing.
Yeah, that's
in
where
one place. Yeah.
I should mention that this actually, one of the things the piecemeal apparently came from, they're like, we listened to our previous Kickstarter backers, so it sounds like these guys really do listen if you ask them stuff, so.
That's a good thing. If you enjoyed this video, it was just a snippet of our full-length podcast, which you can find on our YouTube channel every week. So please go ahead, like, and subscribe for more board game-related content coming at you in the future.
And don't forget to check out rollforcrit.com, where we actually sell a lot of the games we talked about, as well as post news and all our other videos. Until then, I'm Will Keeler.
I'm Jonathan Estes, and this is Roll for Crit.